Hello, today I'll be going through how to manage your blog posts with TinaCMS. So the very first step is to go to the login page, which can be accessed over here, and log in with your credentials. If you're one of our clients, it will be provided to you. If it has not been provided or you need any other assistance, please reach out to us for help. Okay, so I'm going to log in with my details over here. Once you're logged in, you'll be greeted with a projects page and your website should be listed on there. So just click on that. And then click on Edit with Tina that comes up over here. You might be asked to log in one more time. That's okay, just go ahead and do that and you should be redirected to this page. Once you click on this hamburger menu icon over here, this will pull up a sidebar which gives you some links. The main links you'll have to pay attention to if you want to manage blog posts are the post page, maybe the authors page, and maybe the media manager page if you are using images in your blog posts. Alright, let's create a blog post, shall we? So to do that, we would go to the post tab on the side over here, and then it will load a list of the blog posts available on the website at the moment. And then you can click on add file. And this is where we put in all the details of our blog post, such as the title, the author, which is a drop down over here, the cover image, and the date you want this to be posted in. So for the title, you just simply type it out. For the author, you choose from a drop down. And if the author you want is not here, you can contact us for assistance if you are one of our clients. Otherwise, you can add it on the authors page over here. A cover image is optional, but it's a nice image that appears, let's say, when you are sharing your blog post on social media or some other link on a messaging app or something like that. And when you click on that, it will open the media manager over here where you can select pictures and whatnot. Ideally, you would put them in organized folders. So for example, on the Sanica website over here, we have the blog folder, and then we have folders for every one of our blog posts. So I'm going to go into the one that is for this one. Otherwise, you can create a new folder if it doesn't exist yet. And then you can go ahead and upload your files by dragging and dropping or clicking this upload button. It's already uploaded for us over here, as I've done previously. Okay, and then we can click on the insert button over here to put it inside of here. And then we can use the date selector to pick when this will be posted. For example, let's say the 16th of March 2026. And now you can add the content of your blog post in this text editor down here. I would suggest for you to write your blog post in a separate place first though, like a offline word editor or whatever it might be. Because with these things, there is the risk of losing your work if it doesn't save properly since it is an online editor. So once you write it in a offline editor or any other editor, you can copy paste your results here. If you're using Markdown, you can click on this raw Markdown button. But otherwise, if you don't know what that is, don't worry about that. You can just use the rich text editor and copy paste your stuff over here. For example, here is just the beginning of this blog post. Now, sometimes the formatting will not carry on completely. As you can see over here, this is supposed to be a numbered list, but it's not there. So you can just click on this to add the numbered list. And perhaps there's a bit more spacing than I want to. Those are unnecessary. The paragraphs here already differentiate, as you can see over here when we click enter. And then we might lose some links, for example. This is supposed to be a link to Free Code Camp. So I can just add that with the link button over here. That's the first one. And then we can paste in our link over here. As noted in this message over here, if you want to link to an external website, you should start the link with HTTPS. Or if you want to link to a page on your own website, you should start it with /whatever. So in this case, /about. So that is called a relative path. So just copy paste your link over here. In this case, it's an external link. So I do begin it with HTTPS. Okay. And I do the same thing for all other links I have inside of my document. So here's another one. And you would have to repeat this process for all the other formatting that is present in your document. So you have bold, strike through, italics, and so on. Now your blog post might also include several headings, especially if it's a longer one. And if it does, I would suggest you to use heading 2s on all of your blog posts, because heading 1 is already used for the title of the blog post, and having multiple heading 1s on the same web page can be confusing. So yeah, here is a heading 2, and for demonstration purposes, let's call it Getting Started on Projects. Alright, the very last thing I would like to demonstrate that you might want to do is to add an image to your blog post. So just create a new line over here and we can click on this image button here. This will open the media manager once again. And you could navigate to the appropriate folder. So in this case, it would be in this folder. I've already uploaded a picture over here for demonstration purposes. Now note that some websites might restrict you to only upload WebP images on here. If you're more technical, you can convert images to WebP, let's say using the CWebP tool. Or if not, you could use something like GIMP to export files into WebP format. Or you could also use one of those online converters. However, there is privacy concerns with using those, and I wouldn't recommend it. But anyway, once you have the image over here, you can click on this, and similarly to before, you can click on the insert button, and there is our image over here. I would also suggest for you to click on this image over here to open this page so we can add the alt text and a caption. Alt text is used by screen readers and other assistive technologies to describe the image if users are not able to see it. It should be descriptive and contain details about what you want to convey to someone by showing that picture. So even if the user cannot see the picture, they will still be able to get the point. And in this case, I'm just going to copy paste the caption, which depending on the website might or might not be visible. Okay, and then we can click save, which I think that brings us back to the post page, but that's okay. We can just always, oh, it doesn't, okay. But we can click on the post page and then we can click on our thing again if we want to continue editing. And if you would like to delete the image, you can click on this delete button over here. Once you had confirmed that the details of your blog post are correct, you can click save on the bottom right corner over here. I didn't make any changes after exiting before, so it's grayed out since it's already saved. I think that's what the green thing means over here. So you can just go back to post and you are done. It's all scheduled now. Now to edit a blog post, you can go to the post listing again over here, and then you can click on the blog post of interest. Let's say we want to edit the blog post we just scheduled. And then it will open the same interface as before. So you can make the necessary edits. Let's say I want to change this heading over here to getting started on a project. And then we can click on the save button to save our changes. And now it will still be scheduled like before. And as a last thing before I close off this video, I would like to show you this blog post written by Sav, one of the founders of TinaCMS software. This blog post covers tips on how to write a good blog post, some of which I've already told you in the video, such as only using heading 2 and not heading 1, and also to not write your blog post, in this case in TinaCMS, and using another place to write it in. Writing good blog posts is important for the website and for your business in general, leaving a good impression on your customers. And it's even important for not getting your website taken down, for example, by not using keyword stuffing and other things that violate Google's spam policies. But yeah, it's a good read. I would recommend you to go through it and maybe even check out some of the other blog posts on the TinaCMS blog. But I hope you found this video useful. This has been Brian from TinaCMS Software.